All right, now it's time for another quick PSA. This time it stands for Perky Stunning Athlete. That's me. All right, I know I'm beautiful, and I don't hate you because I'm beautiful, and so you guys shouldn't hate me either. Yeah, sure, I'm perfect, and my life has been one great big American dream, and I'm sure it's been much harder for someone else like yourself, but don't hate me, because remember, there's only one me, and I'm the only me I've got. Oh yeah, don't do crack! All right, now as one famous person said, all good things must come to an end, which is so true. Like last year at our homecoming game versus our dreaded rivals, the Blue Jays, I think all of us here will agree that our Raiders lit up the sky with their ferocious plays and wonderful attitudes. So I wrote something special to commemorate it. Ready? Raiders, oh Raiders, you played with real team spirit. And I love your outfits. Go Raiders! Yay! All right, that was a haiku for all you English learners out there. And yes, I made it up myself. Thanks. All right, now here's another little ditty I wrote for my pom-poms. It's an iambic pentameter, just like William Shakespeare used. I don't know why he couldn't just talk like the rest of us. I guess it's a British thing. So here goes, you're fluffy, yet you're firm. Ready? I wave you high and swing you like a cloud. You shake and shiver as I yell real loud. You look like a clown with a new fluffy perm. I love you both, you're fluffy, yet you're firm. Go Raiders! All right, now it's time for my big closing, and I hope I've proven to all of you at the SAT committee that I really can cheer my way into college. So if you leave all my letters of recommendations and scholarships out there by the stage, that'd be great. All right, now here's time for my big closing. And rules by Babs. In 1492, Columbus saw the ocean blue. The king and queen of Spain thought the world was flat, but our boy Christy showed them where it's at. Our world is round. Yes, it's round. Now time for math. Isosceles triangles have one long side and one short side, but don't cut them at their points, so they'll make you jump and holler. Go ding. Ow. That kind of hurt. But now it's time for English. I before E, except after C. But wait, don't go away, because this rule is always changing, always rearranging. Like worse, of neighbor and way. Now it's time for politics. Your mommy and your pappy got the vote right, because we're in the USA. And we broke with England way back on D-Day. The king tried to tax unlawfully, but we beat him with the red, white, and blue. And don't mess with America, because we'll kick your butt too. Go team! That cheer was made up by Babs, B for beautiful, A for athletic, B for brainified, and S for see you in college.
Growing up, we are taught that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, that there is no one definition of what makes a person desirable or attractive. But what happens when it is society's eye we are talking about? Through the years, people have gone to great lengths to satisfy the social standards of beauty. From wearing tightly bound corsets that make each breath difficult, to hair plugs filling in where nature did not, to the ancient ritual of Chinese foot binding, an excruciating process in which women repeatedly break and bind their feet, people will stop at nothing to be beautiful in the eyes of others. The newest trend sweeping the nation in order to conform to society's image of beauty is plastic surgery. People are flocking to doctors' offices and hospitals to be nipped here and tucked there. This surgical fad is an increasing problem, and it needs to be stopped as quickly as possible. America has become consumed by vanity and obsessed with this superficial notion that plastic surgery is a quick-fix scheme to staying young and attractive. Popular television shows like The Swan, Dr. 90210, Nip Tuck, and Extreme Makeover have spurred the idea that surgery is a simple and easy way to solve all problems. But is the world's vain search of beauty leading to a plastic, homogenized society of Kens and Barbies? Do people understand the risks that these surgeries can have? It is my belief that a great part of society is ignorant of this recent epidemic, which is why today I'll present to you some information on the increasing number of plastic surgery patients, the risks and complications of the surgeries, and finally, a different approach we can take to try and change our vain tendencies. First of all, there's been a large increase in plastic surgery patients over the past few years. After a century in where this kind of surgery was a rare event, practiced by the affluent society only, it is now a mass commodity. According to the American Society of Anesthetic Plastic Surgery, 8.3 million Americans had some type of plastic surgery in 2003, which is a 20% increase from the previous year and nearly 300% increase from only 6 years earlier. With numbers like these, the urge to sculpt the perfect body seemed unstoppable. As stated in the May-June issue of Psychology Today, baby boomers make up 42% of all plastic surgery patients. Like Ponce de Leon, they're forever searching for that fountain of youth by injecting, firming, nipping, tucking, stretching everything they can. The top procedures for those trying to stay youthful are liposuction to suck out the unwanted fat, facelifts to stretch out sagging facial skin, eyelid surgery to remove those pesky crow's feet, and Botox injections to iron out the wrinkles. It sounds like an enormous amount of work to elude Father Time, and the surgeries aren't cheap by any means. They can range from $2,000 to $8,000 per surgery, and people will do just about anything to satisfy the price. There's a waiting list of people who want the surgeries but don't have the money, says Dr. Liz Ashley, one of the few women cosmetic surgeons. They try everything they can. Will you take my gold jewelry? Will you take the pink slip to my car? Can you hold the check for 3 days? Will you do the surgery and the check bounces? Desperation is evident in these attempts to appease society's definition of beauty. And it's not just the older age group that's resulting in surgery. According to a July 2004 issue of USA Today, 336,000 teens, 18 years or younger, had some type of plastic cosmetic surgery in 2003, which is a 50% increase from 2002. This issue also stated that there were several reports of girls getting breast implants as high school graduation presents. As a teen, the urge to be perfect is immense. These teens are focused on their crooked noses, their plump stomachs, or their non-existent chests. By concentrating on these superficial notions of beauty and ugliness, these teens are rushing heedlessly into these life-altering procedures. David Sarwer, a psychologist at the University of Pennsylvania Medical School, states, "The big problem with adolescents is that they are being operated on at the most tumultuous time in their bodies. They may not recognize the permanence of what they're doing." Another planned increase in the plastic surgery industry is surfacing in the male population. According to Psychology Today, men now make up 14% of all plastic surgery patients. Although they are still largely outnumbered by the women, the men's numbers are increasing, as more men are going to surgeons for everything from lipo to chin implants. This large number of plastic surgery patients might lead you to believe that these are safe and simple procedures, but this is certainly not true. For example, at the age of 47, after seeing numerous plastic surgery advertisements, Mona Ali decided to eliminate her belly fat with liposuction. Ali was assured everything would go fine, and recovery time would be minimal. So she wrote out a fat check for $2,700 and had the surgery. After 2 weeks of not being able to walk or eat, Ali was hospitalized with a massive infection caused by a punctured intestine. She suffered blood clots, required a colostomy, and had pressure sores so big she needed skin grafts. After 9 months of repeated infections and hospitalizations, both of Ali's legs had to be amputated above the knee. This tragic story, published in U.S. News and World Report, is only one of the many stories of plastic surgery gone wrong. Liposuction is the most dangerous of the surgeries, and where complications include clots that travel to the lungs, organ puncture, as in Ali's case, and infection, all of which can be fatal. Liposuction is not the only surgery where major risks are a concern. Every plastic surgery procedure can have major consequences, but the public is rarely notified of them. Ron Roderick, a Dallas surgeon and president of the American Society of Plastic Surgeons, says, "The public is being lulled into a sense that there are no real risks or complications to the surgery. We're already seeing an impact. I have patients coming in saying they want all of these surgeries done at one time, and you can't safely do it all. It's not like buying groceries or a pair of shoes. You can take those back. You can't take your face back. Unfortunately, there are several cases in which the patients do not survive the surgeries. According to a March 2004 issue of Time magazine, within a year in Florida alone, 5 people died following plastic cosmetic surgery. In New York, 2 women died following complications of the anesthesia, one of them being Olivia Goldsmith, famous author of The First Wives Club. Not all risks of this plastic craze are physical. There are many psychological problems arising as well. A condition known as body dysmorphic syndrome is a disorder in which patients have trouble knowing when to stop having the surgery. They're obsessed with particular parts of their body that they find unattractive and are constantly trying to fix these flaws surgically. Usually these flaws are non-existent or minimal, such as my nose is too big or my breasts are too small. As you can see, plastic surgery is very prevalent and very risky, but I believe that there are some safe ways we can try changing our vain tendencies. First of all, if we are concerned with the way we look, there are many natural and safe ways to go about changing our appearance. Instead of running to the surgeon for liposuction, we can try eating better or going to the gym. Going for a jog is much healthier and safer than surgery, and you can certainly exercise without the assistance of general anesthesia. The best way to overcome this plastic surgery obsession is to stop focusing so much on the external and start concentrating more on the internal. We should be more worried with who a person is instead of what they look like. Would it not be a better investment to ourselves and to society if we start improving our character instead of our faces? Educating our minds, improving the way we treat one another, cultivating the positive aspects of our personality are all ways to fine-tune our inner beauty. Beauty is all the wonderful, creative things a person is, how they handle themselves and how they treat other people. Sarah, a recovering anorexic, said in a National Geographic issue. Sarah also stated, "My brother has Down syndrome, and I judge people on how they treat him. It doesn't matter if they weigh 600 pounds. If they treat him well, they are beautiful." If only everyone could adapt Sarah's mentality of what beauty is, it would be easier to chip away at that superficial layer currently enveloping society. The solution sounds easy, but it must begin with each of us. Look in the mirror, look behind the face, and look inside. Do you like what you see there? If we all start working on that inside person, no one will care about the exterior shell, and we will be much happier people. Ken and Barbie are toys. They are plastic and they are of no use to our society. It's time to put Ken and Barbie away, break out of these plastic molds, and become more genuine human beings.
Being irresistible can have its drawbacks, or so believes the narrator in this selection, the sensuous angler of Patrick F. McManus. Women find me extraordinarily attractive. Irresistible would not be too strong of a word. I sometimes have to laugh to myself at the great show they put on to make me think they are totally unaware of my existence. For instance, just recently, I was sitting next to a beautiful woman on the uptown bus. I could tell she was flustered by the way she rummaged through her purse, pulling out a compact and starting to fix her face. It was absolutely hilarious, particularly when she wiped off some excess eyeshadow with the tip of my tie. I mean, there are no lengths at which women will go in their pretense of ignoring me. The combination of my obsession with fishing and my irresistible appeal to women took an extreme turn for the worse one day. Her name was Jennifer, and she worked in the same advertising agency as I did. My job at the agency was to prevent lies about a client's product.